The Gliding Centre, one of the largest gliding clubs in the UK and the host of the HusBos VIP Challenge Cup 2019. 3 DNFs saw 47 pilots take to the air this afternoon, all gunning for maximum points on the first of 9 competition days. Today's course took them 193 kilometres towards Uppingham and Grafham Water.
This is a regional competition, so we've got quite a broad range of abilities and a broad range of glider performances. It's a handicapped competition, so actually anybody could win, and that's really a matter of who flies fastest on the day. Yes, we've got some quite experienced people, but we'll see what happens.
First place went to Richard Large, some 9 minutes ahead of his nearest rival Bob Bromwich in second. Chris Luton was third, finishing in quick succession. The contestants are awarded points after each task, which accumulate as the competition goes on. As race winner, Richard Large took the highest score of the day of 795 points. But in this unpredictable competition, nothing is guaranteed. The pressure will be on to keep up the pace in the 8 tasks to follow.
Today we've got the front's just cleared through. It's looking like, you can see, it's looking like a really nice day. Quite windy, so that slows down the speeds we can get, but it's going to be a really nice racing day, fingers crossed. So what we're doing from here is basically a triangle. We're going down to the south towards Banbury, then we're going across into Cambridgeshire to Erith, at the end of 6 Mile Bottom there. Coming round, we've got a control point in at Corby just to keep everybody clear of all the airspace around here, up to Grantham, and then back in via the control point just to the east of here to the finish ring.
One of the challenges of any gliding competition is launching as many as 50 aircraft in the space of just an hour. Sid Gilmore is responsible for setting out the launch grid early every morning. Each aircraft is assigned a row on the grid. The first glider to arrive at each row parks with its wingtip alongside the corresponding row marker. The next glider to arrive tucks in behind the first, and the third behind the second. Each row is similarly assembled. A pool of 8 tugs then aero-tow the gliders to around 2,500 feet, starting with the aircraft at the front of the grid and gradually working their way backwards. After towing a glider to altitude, the tug lands, taxis back to the grid, and repeats the process. After being towed to altitude, the gliders wait in the vicinity of the airfield until the start line is declared open. The timer for each individual aircraft starts the moment they cross this line, as long as they've been below a predetermined altitude for at least 2 minutes. Once the clock is ticking, the race is on to get round the course as quickly as possible. One of the all-important elements of any gliding competition is setting manageable tasks. Competition organisers begin the tasking process every morning with a look at the day's weather forecast.
Cloud base is between 2.5 and 3, coming down to 1,500 in heavy showers. So
Skysight's more optimistic about cloud base. I mean, he's saying up over 4,000.
So what's he got as dew points? 11s. Well, that would explain it.
Once the weather has been taken into account, the task setter can begin designing the day's 3 courses.
So we put in the start point, which we'll put in as HusBos VIP, although we'll probably change it to one of our other start points in a minute. Then we know we're going to go out into East Anglia if we go anywhere today. So let's try Caxton Gibbet's probably a good turn point. And you can see it's loading up all the list of all the possible turn points. We've got a file with all the possible turn points we can use.
When all the data has been entered, the task setter can view the route on a map to ensure it is clear of restricted airspace.
This is a zone round a parachute drop zone. Again, we need to keep clear of those, and as you can see, the track line actually goes through that. So this wouldn't be a good task as I've set it at the moment. We need to move that so as to clear this airspace, so we can pick it up and we can move it to another turn point. Where else could we put it? We could put it up here, And if I put it on that one there, then you can see that it's actually going through another piece of airspace we don't want to go to there. So this is really quite a problem when we're task setting. So we need a rethink on that one. In the competition that we're running here, it's a handicap competition, and we're using what we call distance handicap tasks. That sounds really complicated, but basically what it means is that the turn point size is different for the different handicaps, so that the slower gliders don't have to go quite so far. That all looks right to me, so I'm now going to do my calculations. And it's calculating barrel sizes for the different handicaps. Here it is. Right, so here's our task today. We've got the task in, and now it tells me here's our range of handicaps down the left from 116, a really high performance glider flying with his long wingtips on, all the way down to the little old style one. And you can see round each turn point there's a ½ kilometre circle that you have to get a point in with your logger trace for the highest handicap, and there is a 14-kilometre circle round it for the lowest ones.
On each day, there are 3 tasks of varying lengths, and the pilots fly the longest task that can be completed at the time of launching before conditions are expected to become unsoarable.